Alright guys, good morning or good afternoon to some of you guys on the East Coast. I hope you guys are having a wonderful Monday. I feel like last week flew by so freaking quickly, but then it took forever because we were watching this storm all week. Alrighty, guys, we got a hurricane update for you guys. Also talking about our system behind this. We also got a little bit of severe weather today in the plains in the Midwest. We'll kind of go over that here in just a little bit as well. We still have a Category 4 hurricane. Hurricane Erin is cranking this morning. Kind of did a wibble wobble, a little bit of a west jog this morning. It is now officially going north-northwest. So we are starting to see the trough take effect on Erin here this morning. So that is a good thing. We will start to see the storm get very, very close to the East Coast, but miss the East Coast. There still will be impacts along the Outer Banks, as well as the potential for some low-end tropical storm force winds on the Outer Banks in North Carolina. Other than that, mostly everybody up the East Coast will be seeing rip current issues as well as storm surge potential issues on the low-lying areas. So that's something we're going to be watching here very, very closely. What is up, Kendall? Other than that, really just watching. We're just going to watch satellite today. Forecast has not changed really since last night. Excuse me. We're going to see basically the system just scoot off the East Coast here. I'm going to throw this graphic up so you guys can see as well here. So you guys know that there are no United States landfall impacts officially. We are not expecting any landfall impacts at all. So just mostly going to be the rip current issues, the high waves, the dangerous surfing. I would not advise going out and surfing this week. It's going to be pretty gnarly in terms of the wave heights out there. So something I'm watching very, very closely here. But if you guys do have questions on anything, feel free to ask. Feel free to ask. All right, just gonna watch this here. I think they have recon inside this plane as well here. I'll double check. Good morning, guys. All right, so ensembles are still in track here. GFS model still in track as well. Let's see if we have recon in here. All right, so we don't have any planes in there right now, so we're just gonna be watching satellite for a little bit of time. Hello, guys. Welcome in. Hello. Hold on one second. What is up, guys? Coming in to stream. Good to see you guys. Hello, Maddie. Yeah, Outer Banks this coming up Saturday might be a little bit better, Noah. A little bit better. All right. I see you in here, Carissa. I appreciate you. Carissa, if you'll send a message out to your team, please. We need to get more people in here. It's just you and Danica that are in here right now. I'm starting to feel a little bit better too, guys. We're getting there slowly. Getting there very, very slowly. All right. Track is not moving closer to the coast, guys. So here's the thing. When you have a storm that's re-intensifying and the eye wall is restructuring itself like we saw last night through this morning, it's gonna wobble. The storm is gonna wobble as it moves. We're starting to see the trough take on to basically pull the storm to the north slightly now. As it gets closer up toward the east coast here, we're going to see that trough really take effect and pull this thing to the northeast. But we're already seeing that northwest turn. It's inside the cone. It's not moving west like everybody's dramatically saying it is or anything like that. So, like I said, there's not been any major shifts, but like I said, we got a couple outlier models that bring this a little bit closer to the east coast here, but most of them are pretty confined to the middle of the cone. So, like I said, we'll just have to kind of watch it and see what happens here. But I saw a lot of people freaking out on social media this morning saying, "Oh my God, it wobbled, it wobbled, it wobbled." Like, it's gonna wobble. It's a strengthening hurricane. It's gonna do that. It's very normal. Okay. Yeah, Erin will not be making landfall. Erin will not be making landfall. There's not a storm. There's a storm behind it, but it's not coming to Texas. There's not a lot of support for that. There's some, but there's not a lot. We don't know where it's gonna go. Yeah, just because the hurricane's strong doesn't mean it's gonna outlie the trough. The trough to the north of it, guys, and the high pressure to the east of it here are gonna push it to the east. The both of the forcing mechanisms that are to the north of the system are way stronger than the Cat 4 hurricane. Way stronger. It will yank this thing to the northeast very quickly once it gets up there. So you can see it's gradually going to start making that northwest turn. We are moving northwest currently. So there was a little bit, like I said, of a wobble west this morning, but not anything like crazy or alarm sounding or anything like that. No, make sure you guys are paying attention to the bottom liner there. We are not expecting a landfall. It's possible, Brian. I didn't see... Let me look. Hold on a second. Let me look and see on the latest run through here. Because they finished already. Excuse me. $117, 103. Yeah, not quite 150, I don't think. What is 117 transition to? 134, so it's right around where it's at right now, strength-wise. It's right around a Cat 4, mid-grade Cat 4 status. So we'll have another recon probably go in here in just a little bit. I don't know how many more missions they have planned just because this is so close, because we can almost use radar at this point to see this. What is going on in the Midwest today? We do have some severe weather today. We have 2 double slight risks today. Once again for Chicago, for southern portions of Wisconsin, eastern Iowa, portions of South Dakota and North Dakota, as well as Nebraska today. Damaging winds up to 70 miles per hour are going to be the main threats today. We'll also have the threat for hail 1 to 2 inches in diameter. And then we're going to also have the threat for an isolated tornado or 2 over here in southern Wisconsin. I'm not too worried about it as things, happen here. We'll keep you guys updated. We've actually got a Torpos severe thunderstorm warning here just to the south of Madison with a little squall line moving through here. So if anything happens with this here, it doesn't look to be too much. Just be mindful there if you're in like Argyle, Blanchardville, or Darlington, but nothing too crazy. We'll talk more about that here in just a little bit. Main focus is on tropics right now. They're preparing people on the Outer Banks. People inland are going to prepare if they want to prepare because they think it's coming. There, guys. Once again, we talked about this yesterday. There is so much false information and fear mongering out there right now. So people are seeing videos saying it's going to go inland. It's going to go inland. It's going to go inland. It's not going inland. It's not going inland. I would bet money on a lottery ticket before I would say this is going to go inland. It's not. There is no guidance. There's no model support suggesting it's going to go inland. It's going to stay out to sea. It's going to be very close to the East Coast. And also, too, this thing is going to expand in size significantly as it gets closer to the East Coast. But currently, right now, we are not expecting a landfall. They did say that about Katrina, but that was also 20 years ago when our forecasting sucked. They said that about Irma, and they said that about Katrina, but once again, our forecasting was not the greatest, and those were two different situations. You cannot compare this system to Katrina or to Irma or to any other storm out there. Completely different intensity, completely different track, completely different steering mechanisms. I don't know why people keep suggesting that, because that's not valid at all. So, there are only 2 counties on the Outer Banks that are in a mandatory evac, and that's for flooding. That's going to come with the waves. So why people have this idea wrapped around that it's going to go inland is wild to me. Let's just say all of the people that think it's going to go inland and posted videos saying it's going to go inland and that the government's steering a hurricane and all this other stupid BS, y'all are going to have a big wake-up call at the end of this week when those thoughts and theories bust. Just all I'm going to say. Trust science before you trust conspiracy theories and people that don't know what they're talking about. Yep, it is on a west-northwest trend right now. Yeah, if you're not under a mandatory evac or under even voluntary evac, you're fine. I wouldn't be too worried about it. Yeah, you're fine, Seer. I would have messaged you if I was worried about it. You guys just have to be very, very careful on what you see on social media because it is very bad. And people are already hyping up the next storm behind it, saying that there's going to be a Cat 5 hurricane coming to Florida next week as well. So we don't know the answer to that. There is specifically no answer to that. Well, this is real science, guys. We have actual planes that fly into this that give us raw data that the public can see. It's just the public chooses not to believe it. It's like people are putting their lives on the line flying into this thing to get raw data to give a forecast track that's very accurate. This storm has followed the forecast track very significantly the whole time through. There's been some wibble wobbles as that happens because this storm strengthens, and as an eyewall replacement cycle happens or as a storm intensifies, it's going to wobble. It's normal. Every hurricane does that. But in terms of it going 25 or 50 miles outside the cone, that's not yet happened in its lifetime. There's actually been very, very, very many, or there's not been a lot of adjustments. And I'll actually show you guys this. Here, we can go back and we can look at the archived cone because this is actually quite interesting. And we can see there's only been slight adjustments west through the last couple of days just to counter the ensembles, but there's not been any big major adjustments with this. Let me go to the archive. Let me find it here. Here we go. Graphics archive. So we can start with this when it started. So here's Erin on its life cycle through the Atlantic Ocean here. Let me get the cone pulled up. Hold on. Oh, where's it at? There we go. So here's the cone. This is the process of what the cone was like. As it turns to the northeast, you're going to see the cone update, but there's not been a lot of adjustments other than some slight little lunges to the west. Mary, actually, it's not a rookie mistake, which is crazy because there's no data. What would be crazy is me saying it is going to hit the United States when there's no data that supports it. There's not a single ensemble or model run that suggests a United States landfall. So until you can prove me that or until you think that that is plausible, then that is not a rookie mistake. I'm sorry. I've been forecasting weather for 8 years, and I've never seen a hurricane defy the cone. Just saying. Just saying. There is not a single ensemble that is in the database or model run that suggests a landfalling United States impact. So if you are going off of conspiracy theories and what people are posting on social media, once again, Katrina, Irma, that was 10 plus years ago. Forecasting was not that great during the time. You're right, I'm not a meteorologist. I'm a meteorology student, but I've been doing this for a long time. But that's fine. People entitled to their own opinions. I'm 2 years away from being a degreed meteorologist. I've covered every single storm over the last 8 years. Not seen one defy the cone. And we've had some pretty damn close calls. The next one's one people need to worry about. Yes, I agree. Nope, I wouldn't be giving hours and hours of time away sitting on stream to give out false information. These people that post videos, the fearmongering videos and false information, do they get on live streams and talk about stuff? Nope. Do they post videos explaining things? Nope. They just throw a picture up of a model run over 300 hours out, and then they get video views, and they take all of the money that you guys that they make from your guys' watching it and fearmongering. So. I am guaranteeing it. There's no model support that suggests a United States landfall. So until somebody can send me proof and data that says we're going to have a United States landfall, we're not going to have one. Every other meteorologist is saying it. There's no other Mets out there that are saying it. I follow lots of meteorologists. I have lots of meteorologists that I talk to on a daily basis. There's not a single one that's saying that there's going to be a United States landfall. So until that data suggests it, oh well. It's just that simple. Yep, there's only mandatory evacs on the Outer Banks. That's about it. It's going to get close to the Outer Banks. I'd put money on it, absolutely, 100%. That's y'all's loss, not mine. Not mine at all. Hurricane Beryl did follow the cone last year. Hurricane Helene followed the cone last year. Yes, it did. It stayed inside the cone. Once again, guys, the center of circulation is where the cone is what the cone is for. It's not telling you the storm is going to stay inside the cone. The center of circulation is where the cone is forecasted for. The center of circulation could go as far west as the outside of the cone. It could stay in the cone, or it could go as far east as the outside of the cone. There is that margin for error. The storm is just so massive. That's why everybody thinks that it's going to hit the United States, which is absolutely stupid. Would you look at that, guys? Center of circulation. Inside the cone. Hasn't wobbled outside the cone at all in the last 36 hours. Crazy, right? It's crazy how forecasting and weather works when you get real-time data in there. I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to test that with me. Just saying. Just saying. I am 100% confident on a recurve. If I was worried about a landfall in the United States, I would say it, but there's not. I know the trolls are crazy this morning. This is something we've literally been battling all week, and it's so crazy that people still think with even, I mean, you guys can even see, look at that. Do you see the movement? It's moving north, northwest. Isn't that crazy? I will believe all of the data that people put their lives on the line to go get for us. Like, people are out there flying planes into this storm, dropping radar soundings in there, dropping information in there so we can get real-time data to make these forecasts better. So the fact that people think that this storm is just gonna defy the cone and defy all the model runs and all the evidence, we haven't seen a storm defy the cone since, actually, specifically, we haven't seen a forecast be completely off since Irma happened in 2017. And we actually had 2 outlier ensembles that showed that scenario. There is not a single GFS ensemble, European ensemble, Icon, Euro AI, Euro, Google AI, none of the model runs that we use on our database that you guys see publicly and off publicly do not suggest a landfall whatsoever. I have access to every single one of those models. There's not a single one that shows it. If there was one model run or one ensemble that showed it, then there would be a chance for a landfall. Absolutely, but that's not the case. I don't understand why people just can't grasp that. People want it to hit land. I don't understand that either. Crazy. Forecasts are going to be off, guys. It's going to happen. When you're forecasting a hurricane, there's going to be error. It's going to happen, but there's yet to be really any errors with this. The cone has actually done a pretty good job so far with this system. I saw somebody post a video yesterday saying this hurricane was going to Washington State. That doesn't even make any sense. Like, it's just crazy the amount of BS that's out there right now. It's wild. Yeah, the next system behind this is what we have to watch. Everybody's freaking out about Erin when we've got a 50% chance of a tropical depression or storm developing in the next 7 days that could go toward the United States. Absolutely 100%. There's actually a lot of support for a United States impact next week, and that's what you guys need to be focused on, not Erin. If you're on the East Coast, prepare for high rip currents and high waves, but other than that, the next one's the one you guys got to be worried about, not this one. If you're going to be concerned and you're going to skepticize and be skeptical and fearmonger and worry, then the next one's the one to be concerned about, not Erin. I mean, pretty easy recurve process going to happen here. Erin's just taking forever to get out of here, too, so. Rebecca, thank you for the $1.99. I appreciate you. Thank you over on YouTube. I appreciate it. I get crazy viewers in here because I'm accurate. I have almost 100K followers because I'm accurate. I do a very good job with my forecasting. I make my own forecast videos every day. I've been in meteorology school for quite some time. I've been doing weather forecasting for a very long time. I'm very good at what I do. I may not be a degree meteorologist yet, but I have a lot of support from degree meteorologists as well. There's a lot of them that come in the streams. If you're going to study weather and you're going to do weather content, you go off the data that's given. You don't go off of conspiracy theories and false opinions. People can, like I said, people are entitled to think what they want to think. If they want to think it's going to go to the East Coast, they can think it's going to go to the East Coast. My job is to hopefully change that opinion, but I can only do that so much for people. Thank you guys for the follows. I appreciate it. Yeah, oh yeah, guys, I cover, this is, so here's my life in a nutshell, right? I get up, I take care of our kids. When Rochelle needs me, I help her out when she needs me. But I sit in this chair. You can ask my weather team. I sit in this chair 18 hours a day. I have an 80-inch TV here, a monitor here, a monitor here, and a monitor here. I'm going to invest in 2 more monitors at some point. But I sit here and I study weather all day long. I sit here and I do forecasting all day long. I sit in this chair 10 to 18 hours a day looking at what's going to happen with the weather United States-wise. I'm not joking. There are many people that can vouch for that. I get on live streams 2 or 3 times a day. We do these long live streams. We get people prepared. We cover events in full entirely. We cover events after they're over with. That is my job. There's not a lot of people on social media that do that anymore. There's a good amount of them out there that I absolutely love and respect, but there's not a lot of people that do that anymore. So find somebody else better that does. There's some good other people out there that do great weather coverage. Max is awesome. I've got a lot of friends that do great weather coverage out there. Absolute mad respect for them, but there's not a lot of people that do it anymore. News stations barely even do it anymore. Our weather is changing. Our weather world and community is changing so drastically too, just because there's not a lot of people. I love Max. He's awesome. He's absolutely awesome. I have trauma from Helene. I didn't physically go through Helene, physically, but I watched my hometown get wiped off the map last year. I am from Asheville, North Carolina, if anybody did not know. I grew up and lived there for 22 years. I moved here to Western Kentucky 2.5 years ago with my significant other. But I watched my hometown get absolutely destroyed last year. So getting on here and giving out false information and fear-mongering is definitely not something I will ever do 100%. But I watched the worst thing happen last year, and it's awful. So my job is to get on here and get you guys prepared. If there's scenarios that say things are going to happen, we talk about them. I'm not entitled to make anybody else happy, but like I said, I'm on here to get people prepared. I'm on here to get you guys the information you need. Whether you guys decide to believe that or not is up to you. Rebecca with a $4.99 on YouTube. Thank you. Haters for your sanity. You're doing fine. I appreciate you. I have a fun time with those sometimes, Rebecca. You have to. I don't like to block people from the streams if I don't have to, unless they're just being super, super rude, because I still want them to be able to get their information. So that's why. I appreciate that though. Thank you for the love. Oh no, like I said, it's not that people bother me whenever they come in here and say stuff. It's just I try to convince, and my goal is to try and help re-educate people, because there's so much false information and fear-mongering that goes on, and when people see that a lot on their pages, or they see that all on their For You page, or in general, they're going to believe that when it pops up a lot. So it's like TikTok, for instance, it doesn't push out the real information that needs to get out. My forecast videos may get 1K view or 2K views, but all of these videos that are, about fake stuff and fear-mongering, they'll get 1 million views easily. So people see that a lot. So when people come into my stream and they, see me talking about something different, which is the right forecast, and they see that, they're like, oh, this isn't true, because I've been seeing this on my For You page all the time. So my job is to hopefully, change that aspect of things so people can see it. Yes, it is 100% going back out to the ocean. So here is the cone. That's the cone update. Here is our European ensembles. We'll talk about the next one here afterwards. But all of these tracks right here that you guys see, these are all 51 members of the European ensembles. Every single one of them have a recurve. There's not a single outlier. Some of them bring it a little bit close to the East Coast here, the center, which is expected. It's definitely possible. That is why Outer Banks are being mandatory evac'd as of yesterday. But not a single outlier. If there was one little spaghetti model that went to the west or something like that, we would have a chance at a landfall. Absolutely 100%. A very low chance, but I would mention it, that there's no support. GFS ensembles don't have it, and the European ensembles don't have it, and the GFS ensembles don't have it either. This is all of Hurricane Erin's tracks right here. This is our second wave behind it, but this is all of Erin's tracks. Not a single outlier, not a single model run, not anything. There's no support. Well, people can laugh if I'm wrong, but I'm not going to be wrong because there's no data that supports it. When you are going to do weather forecasting, you go off of data, not off of personal opinions and thoughts. Early spaghetti models did show it correct, but that was also because we were so far out in time. As you get closer in time and these models get real data plugged into them, they're going to fix themselves, they're going to update, and they're going to show us what's actually going to happen. You have to go off of all of the data that is presented to you. Like I said, if you guys believe the data, you believe the data. If you don't, you don't. It's up to you at the end of the day. It's not defied all the models. I don't know why people are saying it's defied all the models when it literally hasn't. The strength on the models have been a little iffy because the rapid intensification process happened a little bit quicker. But in terms of the track's been pretty consistent. It's been very consistent. So, like I said, Erin is moving north-northwest right now. You can actually see, if you guys look at the satellite imagery here, you can see she's moving pretty quickly here. Not quickly, but slowly, pretty slowly to the north-northwest. So there's not that west jog like we were seeing earlier. It's Cat 4 right now. Cat 4, 140 mile per hour winds. So once that troughing comes in and pulls it out, we should start to see this pick up speed a little bit. How does the size of the eye affect the area around it? That keeps confusing me. What do you mean? Sin, I think I got your question understood. I may not have. Yeah, that's the thing too, guys. Mike is right on that as well. The closer to the event time actually happening, the better the models are. The better the ensemble plots are. It can go through another eyewall replacement cycle, but Erin's going to start to weaken as we see this shift to the north-northwest here as this is happening, because it's going to start to encounter subtropical jet stream characteristics. We're going to have some shear kind of start to interact with it, and it's going to shred it by the time it gets to Wednesday, Thursday, so. I think we're already starting to kind of see that northern shear kind of start to interact with it a little bit as well. Yeah, she may not go through another eyewall replacement cycle. I don't know on that. We'll just have to watch satellite and see what happens. Yeah, I'll show you guys some of the hurricane models here too. They've got this thing expanding in size significantly because, like I said, it's going to take on what's called subtropical characteristics. So here's the latest H-Wharf model run. This is from earlier this morning, so it may jog to the west a little bit, potentially, you can see, but most of the models do have. It's going to expand in size significantly because by the time we get to tomorrow, this does start to take on pretty significant characteristics, but gets very, very close to the east coast there and then wobbles out to sea. Would you look at that, guys? Isn't that crazy? Models were showing this yesterday, too, and it's still doing that. So it goes out to sea. That's the H-Wharf run. Let me look at the HMON and see what it's doing. Yeah, trust the media, guys. Trust your local meteorologist. They're not going to steer you guys wrong. Like, I don't know what it is about people not trusting meteorologists, but you guys got to get a grip on that. Weather is very hard to forecast, 100%. So you can see on this model run, the HMON pulls it a little bit further on the western track. Outer bands may touch the east coast here, but the center of circulation is still over 100 miles out, so we're not going to see those hurricane force winds on the beach. And then it goes out to sea at that point. So that's kind of worst case scenario there, is it goes a little bit further to the west. You guys need to trust your local meteorologist and people like me that do this for a living before you trust all these people that are posting stupid bullshit on social media. You guys listen and watch, and I see, because we see people comment on it, and we see people, the views go up. We see all these people that are posting fear-mongering videos and stuff like that. You guys watch all that and get those people to 1 million views on their videos, but yet you can't trust your people that are degreed and go through school for it. It's crazy. I don't understand that. You would rather trust somebody with no degree that has no idea what they're talking about, that can't even explain anything in the weather world other than throw a model run up and say, oh, a hurricane's coming 300 hours out, when that's not how that works. But you can't trust somebody that's got a 4-year degree. Crazy. Doesn't make any sense to me. Gut feelings don't work when you're forecasting weather. That's something I've learned. I've had thoughts on how things are going to go, but I don't tell people that because that's my thoughts. It's not science. Somebody might get something right every once in a while in a blue moon if they're going to go that route, but no. Everybody thought this storm was going to go into Florida. Everybody thought this storm was going to go into the Gulf a couple days ago. Where are those people that were posting those videos at? They're not to be seen of. I'm going to be posting a huge video on Friday talking about and calling out all those people. I'm so over it. It's just, it's frustrating. So I talk about it on here. I don't keep my stream censored. One thing you guys will learn about me is when negative stuff happens or people in the chat say stuff, I don't like to ignore it. I mean I ignore it, it doesn't bother me, but I like to say it because if they want that attention, they'll get that attention. I'm a big believer in trying to change people's minds. That's just how I am. If you don't like it, you don't have to be here. It's that simple. So this is my platform and my channel. If you guys don't want to be here, you don't have to be here. It's just that simple. So I'm here to give you guys updates. That's what we're doing. There's not too much going on right now other than we're just watching satellite. So we're just chatting. They do love to. Well, the reason it didn't turn before, actually, it did start. It started turning northwest yesterday. It didn't slam into Puerto Rico. There were so many people that were saying it was going to slam into Puerto Rico. It was going to slam into the Bahamas. Nope. I've got a lot of the videos saved that I saw that people were saying stupid stuff with. It was crazy. Yeah, we're going to talk more about the storm behind Erin. I'm going to wait for the noon model runs to come in, and we'll talk with an update on it. I'm telling you guys, for y'all that have watched me for quite some time, or if you're new, we talked about this in March and April when we were covering severe weather season. We were like, dude, when we get to hurricane season, the chat is so out of pocket. I don't know what it is. Hurricane season just brings out the wild side of people. It is crazy. We've been doing this. I've been doing this for so many years now, doing hurricane coverage year round. And it just brings out the wild side of people. I don't know why or what it is, but it is awful. It gets worse every single year, I feel like, too, because everybody thinks that they know things. It's like, oh my gosh, we got a cat force sitting off the east coast side of the Florida here. Let everybody panic. Let everybody still fearmonger. No, Erin's not coming to visit Florida. Sorry. The next one might. I'm just kidding. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. All right, so the latest GFS model run, let's see what we're getting here. There goes Erin out to sea with the GFS. So here's our next tropical wave. This is probably what you guys are seeing people post on social media about. This is next Saturday. This is our next wave that we're watching. GFS model is kind of still out to sea a little bit. Doesn't know what it wants to do yet. Brings a tropical depression / tropical storm by the following week. This is Monday the 25th. So once Erin is gone and out of here at the end of next week, we're going to be watching our next tropical wave probably for 7 to 10 plus days as well. So, we got another long week ahead of us in terms of watching our next wave. Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Welcome to hurricane season, guys. Where it's always crazy. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, Brady, at all. No, that's non-realistic, yeah. It's not going to spin back. It's going to go out to sea. It's going to get caught up in a subtropical jet stream. So I'll show you guys here. The reason why we're not getting an East Coast landfall, for everybody that thinks we're going to get one, you have a weak ridge over here. The Bermuda High is weak right now. You've got a key troughing factor up here. This is what's going to pull Erin out to sea. You've got a strong ridge over here that's basically blocking an East Coast landfall. Yes, it's going to get very, very close because that trough is going to pull it to the north. That's how that works. But you'll see it gets very, very close here. Ridging keeps it off the East Coast, and then that troughing to the north yanks it to the north, and there she goes. And then as we go towards next week, the GFS model really likes the idea of a blocking ridge, which keeps our tropical system suppressed down here. And we're actually going to have a pretty nice cold front swing through most of the United States next week as well, which is super exciting. We're going to have another fall taste of weather late next week. So if you're up in the Midwest, the Ohio Valley, the Northeast, the Great Lakes, beautiful, beautiful weather coming next week as we see that cold front swing through. So that'll be super exciting to see as well. We'll be watching our next tropical system down there. The GFS really likes the idea of this getting close to Florida. I'm telling you guys, if you are worried about a storm coming toward the United States, let it be the next one. That is the one that I'm watching, okay? It's not Erin that everybody needs to be worried about. It's the one after Erin. So if you want to be, worried and concerned, you shouldn't be, because we're going to keep you guys updated. There shouldn't be a worry, but that would be the one to watch. But this is in La La Land. This is over 8 days out now, so we're just watching it at this point. So every single model run, the European this morning also, believing in and out to sea. There it is. Goes out to sea on the Euro. There's our next system. The Icon also out to sea. There is no support. Icon brings it a little bit closer there, but center of circulation is still well out. So Rebecca, with a $4.99, what is your question? I have a different question. Any thoughts on how much cooler it will be in Georgia with the cold front? I'm super excited. Yeah, so let me take a look at that really quickly, because I know a couple of people have been asking about that for next week. And if we just take a look at our temperatures for the week here, we're still going to be pretty warm through much of the week, but we're going to see that cold front swing in going toward the end of next week. Actually, let me go GFS, because it's a little bit better. Pull this up. Alrighty. 12Z, here we go. Here comes that cold front swinging in. I mean, this is going to be really nice, guys. We have 40s. We have 40-degree temps for overnight lows showing up in North Dakota, Minnesota, and Wisconsin for next Sunday. That's really nice. I will take that. Like, that's awesome. The cold front could steer, potentially, but I think the system, depending on if it's on the East Coast or if it's out in the Gulf, will depend on if it gets steered to the Northeast or not. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But there's your cold front swinging through next Sunday. Let me play this out just a little bit longer. It may not reach the Southeast quite yet. We may see a brief cool down for a day or two, but it looks to be the Southeast is still going to see some pretty warm temperatures. It looks to be mostly the Ohio Valley and the Northeast. So, Rebecca, you may not get into that. You still may be in the 80s. It may just be the Midwest, the Ohio River Valley, and the Northeast that gets that cool down next week. So we'll watch it as it gets closer. Yeah, I know it's not fun. So the second one may have a United States impact. That's what we're watching for. Erin will not have United States landfall. It will have impacts on the East Coast in terms of rip currents and surge. But the next one is the one that we're watching. That's the biggest thing here. So. We're going to get our next update, too, here pretty soon as well. Excuse me. We should be getting this. This may get put as a red Sharpie on the next update, too. We'll see. Thank you guys for all the gifts. I appreciate it, Sky. Thank you, guys. It is hot. It really is. So most of the National Weather Service cuts don't actually take effect until 2026. So I know a lot of people were worried about that. They've actually done some rehirings back. So we've seen a lot of NWS workers go back to work, which is super exciting. I saw that post done a couple weeks ago by the National Weather Service office headquarters, which was awesome to see. But in terms of the cuts, they don't take effect until next year. Red Sharpie. So if they go red Sharpie with this, it'll just basically say there's a high chance for a tropical depression or storm, which we know there is. So. All right, we got a new airplane, a new recon that's going to go into Erin, so we'll see what Erin looks like here in just a little bit. But here's the ensembles, like I said. So Erin goes out to sea. We all know that's going to happen. It'll be close to the East Coast. Here's our next wave. The GFS ensembles, sorry, the European ensembles last night did start to shift towards the GFS ensembles. So the further west that we see this next wave go, the better chance it has of coming toward the United States, because it leaves the door open for the Gulf, the Florida. There's a lot of different scenarios for next week that we're not really going to talk too much about, because it's over that 5 to 7 day window, and we all know when we're forecasting hurricane season, you can't go over 5 to 7 days out, really, because things are going to change drastically, and even in that window, they're going to change. But last night, we had the European ensembles showing most and out to sea curve. Now they're kind of in agreement, half and half. You got some going out to sea, you got some going into the Gulf, you got some going into Florida. There's a lot of things that could happen through next week, and this is over 10 days out at this point, so we're in La La Land, but there's a pretty good chance we got a hurricane headed toward the U.S. In about 7 days or so, potentially. So we're going to watch it. We're going to keep you guys updated. If you want reliable weather coverage, if you hopefully trust me, which I hope you guys do, we're going to be going live every day. We're going to be talking every day. I'm going to be posting video updates every day. This is what I do. This is what I do for a living. I just don't get paid for it. So I love what I do. I enjoy it very, very much. Let's look at our new GFS ensembles that are coming in. So this is a new 12Z that's coming in right now. We should, I would think, get an invest here pretty soon as well. It's a little bit slower right now, yes. A little bit slower. It's not anything to like freak out on though. Also, guys, we are 307 followers away from 100K. So if you haven't hit that follow button, hit that follow button if you want to be part of this amazing journey. I really appreciate you guys. You guys are freaking awesome. Thank you for the follows, guys. You guys are freaking awesome. I appreciate it. I promise you guys, you will always get trustworthy information here. I don't do the clickbait. I don't do the fear mongering. It's straight out of textbook classic meteorology. I know we're getting super close. We've gained over 2,000 followers in the last week. It's been absolutely amazing. I love you guys, seriously. You guys will always get realness from me. Absolutely. Like I said, I don't do that bullcrap. I cannot stand it. It absolutely irritates me. Is it close to Houston? No, it's Houston's not even an impact with this. All right, let's see what GFS is doing. Yep. So GFS wants a hurricane going towards the Gulf. It's been very consistent so far with this, so I get a little bit worried. I'm gonna just tell you guys this now, okay? We're not in panic mode for next week. We're not. But if you live on the Gulf Coast, if you live in Florida, if you live on the East Coast, now if Erin has gotten you scared, you need to be concerned about the next one. We still don't have a lot of information saying if it's going to go out to sea or saying if it's going to hit land next week. Clearly, we don't even have a storm yet. But my concern is if this does get into the Gulf next week, we're going to have a big problem on our hands because we haven't had any type of system in the Gulf yet, and the water temperatures are basically in the 90s. They are boiling. So we thought Erin rapidly intensified quickly with water temperatures in the low to mid 80s. I'm a little concerned if we get a system in the Gulf next week, we would be having an issue. That is also true as well. Yeah, if I'm right, I'm right. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I don't care. I'm not sitting here trying to tell people I'm right or wrong, but I'm going off of data, so that's what it is at the end of the day. But yeah, we may have a long week on our hands coming up this week, guys, as we watch this next system. So that's going to be the biggest thing. Yeah, if we get this thing into the Gulf next week, it wouldn't be good. I'll see what the European runs tonight as well. We'll see what it does. I think the European last night did a little bit of a trend. Yeah, so the European this morning is with the G, which is really interesting too. I mean, we're talking GFS and European model 7 days out in pretty good agreement with this heading towards, our direction here. That's a good sign, but not a good sign. It's not good, but not good at the. It's good, but not good at the same time. If you guys get what I mean. So we're just gonna have to watch trends here and see what happens. But if you are on the East Coast or in the Gulf, you heard it from me now. Just have your preparation plans done now, so you're not doing it last minute when everybody's freaking out. Yeah, that was last night, Ashley. We had a big trend south this morning. So not that it can't trend again. We don't have quite yet a situation or a storm yet. So a little bit harder to say. But I think as we go, I think as we get closer to Wednesday and Thursday, we'll have a pretty good idea on where this is going to go. It's going to be moving a lot quicker as well. So. I don't see a severe weather pattern really next week. It'll be the following week, Christian, up toward the Midwest. So it'll be about 2 weeks out. We're actually not going to have a lot of severe weather over the next couple of days. It'll be nice. Yeah, I don't know the answer to that, Nicole. I don't know. If you guys do have questions on anything as well, you guys can message me as well. My DMs are always open. So once I get off stream this morning, I'll be able to answer some questions for you guys. I'm also offering, if anybody is interested, free of charge, I am offering one-on-one meteorology classes. Basically, I'll just teach you how to read radar, stuff like that, modeling. If you were interested in that, send me a message as well. I'll be getting with people as I'm free. Yeah, make sure you guys have generators. Absolutely. Lizzie is correct on that. Yes, there's another system coming behind Erin, and this one could be double trouble, and I don't like it. I have a weird feeling on the next one. I will say that. Yeah, send me a message. I'll get with people. Absolutely, 100%. I am here to spread weather information and awareness. That is my goal at the end of the day. Bahamas on the 25th to the 29th. That's concerning. It's a little bit concerning with this wave coming right at you guys. So for my weather team in here, Rochelle got her car looked at just this morning. Her car was not broken. It was just a loose spark plug that caused the sensors to go off. So we're not going to have to fix anything major. The car is good to go. So that is a huge, huge blessing. A huge blessing. Huge. I am like relieved beyond words. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yeah. So we were having car issues. We only have one car right now until I get a car next year. I'm saving up to get a car for us. We had two cars. The car that I moved with that I drove when I lived in North Carolina when I moved up here broke, and I sold it because it just wasn't worth fixing. So she has a Honda or Toyota Prius, and it's been great. It's an amazing car. We've done on so many trips with it. We get last week, or I'm sorry, 2 weeks ago, I was going out to drive out to the grocery store, and the hazard light came on, and I was like, oh shoot, the car wouldn't. It was like idling at 40 miles per hour. I was flipping out because we don't have a backup car. We have both of the kids. The kids are both medically disabled. If something happens, like everything was processing through my mind. Like, oh my gosh, like we don't have the money to fix this right now. It's just like a bad time. So we waited 2 weeks. Her grandpa let us borrow her car, another car to have in the time being, and she just went down there and took it down there this morning, and it was just a loose spark plug. It was only $100 to get it fixed. So that's a huge blessing. Huge. I'm actually going to call her real quick. Give me just one sec, guys. Poor Rochelle. She is so exhausted, guys. She didn't sleep last night either. She had a horrible night of sleep. So she's basically been awake for 24 hours and then sitting at the car dealership for the last like 5 hours. So yeah, she's going to sleep when she gets home. When she gets home, guys, I will get off stream. That way I can get her, make sure she's taken care of. And then I'm going to run out to the grocery store and grab some groceries because we have a car that works now. So I'm going to do that. Yeah, she's tired. So I'm going to do updates again. I'll have another live stream for you guys this afternoon, probably around... We can do another update probably around 3 or 4. And then we'll do another update tonight. I'm doing 3 live streams a day right now. So 1 mid-morning, 1 afternoon, and then 1 at night. So you guys will be staying updated with what's going on. And as we get a system that develops this week, we'll be on here a lot longer. So let's go back and look at this GFS run again. I'm just curious to see what Fantasyland run it puts out. Green flag husband, I appreciate that. I try my best to do what I can for her. Like I said, me and Rochelle, if you guys don't know our backstory, we met on TikTok. I was doing weather 2 years ago. I was doing weather content 2 years ago. She came in my stream. We started talking. She liked weather. I did weather. So we started talking. And then I moved up here from North Carolina 2 years ago to live here with her, help her take care of the 2 kiddos. She's been married before. That didn't go very well. And then now she has me. So that's my job, is to take care of her. So do what I can for her and help take care of the kids. Both the kids are disabled, a 2-year-old and 7-year-old, so. She's my support system. She's been here for me all the way through. Best duo ever. Even though sometimes we both get on each other's nerves, which is normal when you live together and you both work together at the same time. But yeah, so here's the GFS scenario. This is a wild scenario today. Not that this is going to happen or not. Hopefully this does not happen. This is over 7 days out. But let's take a look at this scenario. So the GFS run this morning. Where did it put this? Hold on. The GFS run this morning put our next wave out to sea. So this morning's run was out to sea. This afternoon's run... Wow. Wouldn't that be something? That's a Miami landfall. When was the last time Miami had a landfalling hurricane? Does anybody know? I'm just curious. This is ways out. This is over 9 days out, but I'm just curious. Was it 1930? Okay, that was gonna say that sounds about right. This is not, guys. This is just a one model run, so I'm not saying that's what's gonna happen, but. So the GFS 12Z goes Miami landfall, rides through the whole entire state of Florida, back out to sea, and then we'll probably make a second. That would be wild. That's a long week next week, if that were to verify. Yeah, GFS long term X. Yeah, exactly. We're just looking at this for shits and giggles. This is not gonna happen right now, guys. Until we get closer. Yeah, Andrew was 92. That is right. Okay, that is right. I am a little bit more concerned too. I will side with you guys. I'm a little bit biased to this next one going in the Gulf as well. I'm a little bit more concerned about the next one. We're gonna be watching it. We're gonna be keeping you guys updated. Like I told you guys, if you trust me with weather and if you believe what I'm telling you, just be prepared. If you're in the Gulf, if you're on the East Coast now is the time to get prepared a week in advance before the news starts talking about it, because they already are, before people start freaking out. When this thing gets going at the end of this week, and we do in fact have something come in this direction, if it does in fact happen, I want you guys prepared before. That is my job, is to get you guys prepared before, okay? So if you trust me and you believe what I say, just don't freak out. Just be prepared now. It's hurricane season anyways. You got to be prepared regardless, but that's a double landfall. We don't like that. But anyways, I'll be looking at ensembles. I'll be seeing what happens through this afternoon as things get going. So we'll wait and see when we get an invest as well. So we'll kind of go from there. What do you do during a hurricane? You just prep. If you're on the inland area, if you're on the beaches, clearly you would evacuate if that's the case there, depending on what it is. But the water temperatures in this area over here into the Gulf, as well as into the southern portions of, I mean, guys, we have what's called a loop current. So there is a loop current. It's a very warm water, small area of very warm water that sits off the coast of Key West. It's what's called the Gulf Loop current. It's known for enhancing rapid intensification on storms. So if we were to get a system that runs through this area, kind of like Helene last year, like Milton, this is where rapid intensification happens, most times not. So that's why I always tell people, like, if we have a system coming into the Gulf or coming out of the Caribbean or coming over the MDR, which is a major development region, that's my concern, is this. So seeing where this is shaped at is interesting. We'll actually get an update on this here in about 45 minutes. I don't know about impacts on anything, guys, because we don't have a system yet. Also, Parker, thank you for the money gun. I appreciate it, bud. Thank you guys for all the gifts. Thank you, thank you. Okay. There's another storm behind Erin potentially, yes. Guys, we are 252 followers away from 100K. There are 314 of you in here. I swear, we'll either hit it on this stream or we'll hit it on the next stream. You guys are freaking awesome. 252 away. $252. $250 now. So it'll either be this stream, it'll be the next stream, because we've been gaming about 200 a stream. I appreciate you guys. If you are interested in one-on-one meteorology lessons with Mezzo Matt, just shoot me a message. I may actually have some free time today where I may be able to get with people. So if people are interested, just message me. It'll be free of charge. I don't charge anybody for it. I know a lot of you guys have been watching me since I was well, a long time ago, so I appreciate it. I do. I love you guys subbing on YouTube as well. I really appreciate the love and support. We're growing the YouTube account as well. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick, guys. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I got Hazel for a minute. Here's our littlest one. Y'all gonna say hi to Hazel? Go say hi. She's so cute. I love her. She's amazing. You're so cute. You gonna say hi? You gonna say hi to everyone? No, we're gonna hide. Okay, we're gonna hide, I guess. It's fine. It is fine. Yeah? Go say hi? Say hi. Ew, you're snotty. You're getting sick. Yeah, you're gross. You got boogers in your nose. That's gross. She got boogers in her nose. That's crazy, Brady. All right, I am noticing though too. It looks like we're starting to kind of weaken a little bit here with our hurricane. Not as bright, vibrant towers here with our convection. Yeah, Dad probably did get her sick. What? What? So once again, Erin is moving northwest here, northwest, very slowly. Go back here and look at this update. Yeah. All right. People in the comments are wild today. I could see that, Stray. I could see that. That's definitely a thing. There's a lot of false stuff out there, especially too. I don't do that though. We just talk. Yeah, the wave's already left Africa. It's already out in the Atlantic. I wouldn't be worried if you're in East Florida. You're gonna be fine. Just watch for the next one here. We'll be keeping you guys updated on that. What are you doing? All right. Yeah, it is. More than 5 days out, it is. Yeah. Yep. All right, let's see if we got an SPC update. Yeah, they still got that slight risk out for today. Small little 2% tour risk for Wisconsin and Northern Illinois. Wind threat and hail threat. What are you doing? What are you doing, snotty nose? Yeah, we got the baby here. What's that velocity? They did shrink it a little bit. I did see that too, yeah. Well, guys, I'm going to wrap things up here in just a few minutes. We're going to do another update later on tonight. I'm going to take care of little Miss Hazy Haze. Say hi. No. It looks like a possum. Every 3 hours. Every 3 hours they update, roughly. You're snotty and gross. Ah! She's gonna be a little meteorologist when she grows up. Kisses? Nah. Yeah, she's sick. I can hear her. She's getting sick, which is gonna be fun. Did you just wave? Say hi! She's something. Say hi! I know, I love it. I have to bring her on here when I can. Yeah. See, you're spoiled. You're spoiled rotten. You know that? You are spoiled. She is. She's awesome. Yeah, hopefully we start to see Erin weekend as it goes north, as we're kind of starting to see. It looks a lot not as impressive as it looked this morning. The call is for it to weekend, so we will see. Well, guys, we're going to wrap stream up here in about 7 minutes. We'll get off here in 7 minutes. If you guys have any last-minute questions, feel free to message to ask. Excuse me. What are you doing, Chunk Chunks? It's still Cat 4, yes. She's so sweet. You're so sweet. Yeah, I don't have any more questions, though, yeah. Just make sure you guys are... Jesus. Just make sure you guys are prepared if you're on the East Coast. That's the best thing. Best thing to do. See? She's adorable, I know. I appreciate all the likes, guys. I appreciate all the follows. Hopefully we'll hit that 100K mark on the next stream. Chances of a direct hit in Florida, not on this one. The next one, maybe. You are gross. Ugh. Gross. Say gross. Gross. Thank you guys for all the follows. I appreciate it. Da. Say dada. What are you doing? Yeah, you can hear she is snotty. You are snotty. Snotty. Ew, gross. You're just like your brother, you know that? Say gross. Excuse me. It is turned north, yes. It is starting to turn north. Yes. Correct. You don't need landfall for damage. Correct. Correct. There's no chance for a landfall in North Carolina. All right, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go lay her down. I'll be right back, guys. All right, y'all. You got me for just a few more minutes here, and I'm gonna wrap things up for this morning. She is. She's growing up crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I'll have an update for you guys on the next update. If it changes, if anything does update, we'll do a video. And I'll have a stream later on this evening / tonight. Yeah, most of the ensembles agree in straight toward the Leeward Islands by Friday, so. Next game stream, it'll probably be a little bit, Justin. I wish I could get one in, but with all this going on, I don't want to do it right now. It'll be soon, though. It'll be soon. Florida is watching. Yeah, we'll be keeping you guys updated. Remember, if there is anybody in stream that would like to learn some radar skills, model learning, anything like that, shoot me a message. I'll be getting with people that are interested in one-on-ones. It's free of charge. You don't have to pay for anything. It's just free information. Also, I'll put this in here as well so people can message me. If you were over the age of 18, please Don't add me if you're under the age of 18 because that's weird. I'll put my Snap in here if anybody wants to message me directly as well, because sometimes my messages get a little clobbered. If anybody wants to add me on Snap, that is it. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that is it. Just don't blow my phone up, that's all I ask. I can see messages a little bit quicker that way. But oh, my Atlanta. Yes, it is turning, yes. Yes, turning. Yep. Not much new. We'll have another update for you guys tonight. So I'll be watching behind the scenes. But yes, moving northwest inside the cone here. Yeah, that's also true as well, Dawn. That's what we're going to be watching for. Yeah, me too, Katie. Me too. Me too. I'm from North Carolina. I know that area very well out there. So, alrighty, guys. I'm going to get off stream. Rochelle is home. I'm going to help her get situated. But I will be back on here for another update in a couple of hours. Be safe. Be weather aware. Thank you guys for all the follows, all the gifts, all the love. As always, I appreciate it. Weather team, thank you as well. And we'll see you guys back in here again in a little bit. Be safe, guys.